Morning all. When we did the survey a few months ago, the topic of insurance recommendations and how do you become a recommended repairer came up as a pretty high on the list of everybody wanted. So just sort of thrown this slideshow together with the intention of prompting a bit of thought, seeing what you could do, throwing some ideas around. If it helps, it helps. Great. First slide, as you always do when you're doing these, disclaimer. They're not Crashzone's opinion, they're mine. I'm not a recommended repairer, certainly not at the moment. I was once an IAG recommended repairer, and 12 months later, 18 months later, whenever the contract ran out, I just declined it. I felt I was better off focusing on fleet work, so that was my forte. But that was my choice. For others, having recommended repair status can be a good thing. So, again, be careful what you wish for. If you've got a small shop and you're doing a lot of fleet, you're not doing a lot of paperwork either. If you're doing insurance work, expect your paper trail to increase. You expect your compliance to increase. Copies of this, copies of that. Give us a look at your QC policy, your human resources policy, your modern slavery policy. So expect to be asked questions that you think, well, what's that got to do with it? But yeah, play the game. Increase your work, your office work. If you've got a shop with 5 people, you'll probably find the boss is spending 2 hours a day in the office, and his wife's probably spending another hour. Double that if you're doing insurance. And also expect them to want to know a lot about your business. The intrusion that comes with it, or seemingly intrusion. Personally, that it's just things that are noteworthy. The good news, constant feed of work's always good, especially if you can get a contract where they deliver you, 5-10 cars a week or 10 Ks worth of labour a week or whatever. So it's always a constant feed's good. If you can take them and us out of the relationship and just have a happy medium where you can work with them and they can work with you, then yeah, it's a good place to be. You're guaranteed to be paid, which is always helpful, unlike resto or even to a lesser degree fleet work, where you're always at risk of not getting paid. So, and hey, if you get it right, there's some good coin to be made, so don't discount it. Understanding the triangles, what I describe this is there's 3 people in this. There's you or the shop, the vehicle owner, and the insurer, and everybody's after something. So, but if you think for you to get approval status, it's not about you. It's about what you can do for them. It's what they want and what can you offer is a big one. Why would they drop who they've got and put you in that place or add you to that work mix? So the vehicle owner, look, as we know, vehicle owners, they just want an easy experience. It's simple. They don't want to turn up and hear us bagging out their insurer. Makes them look like they've chosen poorly. The fact that they did is beside the point. They want the vehicle on the road a minimal amount of time. They want it fixed. They want you to start now. They don't want to hear, oh, we can't do it for 3 months. And they want it back as good or better than what it was prior. So yeah, it's just, that's what they're after. So if you can deliver those things, give them a lot of yeses and not too many nos, then away you go. That keeps them on side. The insurer, got drilled into me a couple of years ago doing the hail that this work had nothing to do with anything other than making sure that they renewed their policy. If they have a bad experience with a claim, they're going to blame the repairer, but they're also going to blame their insurer. So it's critical that they renew their policy. And if you've got them doing that because you've given them a seamless experience and the insurer knows that, then yeah, you're looking good. So the repairers need to be easy to deal with. Getting the owners of the vehicles to take the time out of their day to ring the insurer and say, hey, I've just had my car fixed at XYZ. I'd be happy to go there again. That's the sort of feedback they want. The assessors want that sort of feedback. They don't want phone calls complaining about my repairer said he can't fix it because you shortchanged him by $3. They just want simple. They're inherently lazy and they're inherently greedy, so they're like the rest of us. Next, some thoughts. What I've noticed over the years is it's not about the $100,000 car aligners or the big offices. It's all about the people and the vehicle owner. Again, if the vehicle owner's happy, he relays that to the insurer. If the insurer's happy, they're going to send you the next one or offer you more. So just all sort of lubes up that way. To me, the key boxes to tick: can you deliver on time? If you tell them it's going to be ready Thursday 10 o'clock, don't deliver it to them on Friday. If you tell them you're going to paint the bonnet, well, don't do a blend, paint the bonnet. Get started when you can, like give them a priority somehow, and show that you can work with the insurers. If you can do that, then there's some of the boxes that need ticked. A few others that I've noted is that your staff need to be up to speed with what they're doing. They need to be fluent. And we've all got our thoughts on iCar, but in the absence of better training, it can't hurt. Other things that insurers look at from a recommended is, can you grow? Do you want to grow? If you've got a shed that's doing the 10 a week that you're doing, well, we're going to put their 10 if they send you 10 a week. So you just need to ensure that you've got growth, you've got the extra staff that you'll need, so as that when they do send you work, you don't want to be like another company I can think of at the moment that gets sent a heap of work. They've got no staff, and all they're doing is just upsetting customers because they're not touching their vehicles. So nobody wins out of that. And make sure your office procedures are up to speed. Things, are the QCs right? Are the job sheets right? Have you ordered the right parts? Have you ordered parts once? Just be on the ball there. You really need to know your numbers. So insurers will ultimately start with some sort of a resume that you do up, whether it be a slideshow like this about your business that you can hand on to an assessor and say, mate, can you flick this up the chain? Pics of the shop, clean, tidy, pretty, can't hurt. Customer parking area, believe it or not, is something that's important. They don't want to be parked out on the street. Customers want to be able to pull up near your front door and walk straight in. Reception areas, they don't have to be lavish, but neat, tidy, clean should be just a given. If you've got approvals for whatever they might be, it doesn't matter whether it's iCar welding or Porsche OEM status, throw them in. They love paper, they love words, they love paper trails. So send them all your certificates. And the big one, I believe you can't underestimate customer reviews, either by giving them a copy of your Google review screenshot where it's got that you've had 50 reviews and they're all good. That type of thing goes a long way with the insurers. So we're all probably lax in not getting people to actually, when they're in the office, would you mind just giving us a Google review while you're here, please? Car will be out in 5 minutes. Get them to do that. Yeah, their job was delivered on time, it was delivered as I expected, whatever. Doesn't have to be a lot, but get those 5 stars. The other good thing about getting 5 stars, if you've got, say, 100 reviews, and then you'll always get the clown, well, you're at 99%. But if you've got no Google reviews and that one clown, he can just kill you right there on the spot. So, Google reviews. What I've observed is that the prices, the costs, the money, look, the insurers have ultimately got to ensure that they're not getting overinflated prices, but generally speaking, Outernet or Entar or even Funny Money, Funny Times, if you're doing well and you've got a shop you do what you charge what you do, you'll be fine. You'll make coin. Don't get too fixated on, they only gave me 3 hours to repair that and took 4. There's the swings and merry-go-rounds there. Just make sure that they're swinging your direction. But don't get too fixated on the line item. Just look at the overall quote and go, rightio, I'm going to make good coin on the parts, or the other way around, if they're shafting you on the parts, but you're making good money elsewhere, you'll be right. Deliver vehicles once. You can't stress that enough. It's you've got to be able to give them to a customer and keep them happy. And if they've got a problem, you want them ringing you. You want them ringing you on Friday night at 11 o'clock if need be. You don't want them out there on the weekend torturing you. So get them back in, fix them. But if you've got your QCs right, by and large, they go out, they stay out. And I think most of us Crashzone shops are the smaller shops, and we take pride in our work. So it's an easy one, but just don't let it slip. I've likened this whole thing to a game of footy. Learn the rules first, know what's expected, and then deliver it. Just ensure that you know how to quote. I really believe that we've got some great people within our little Crashzone network that can assist and advise and train on quotes and what to look for. So, given Cole Stevenson or Jerry or Hilly or on-time assessing and others that are out there, don't be scared to ask them. Learn that skill, because you get that wrong and it'll cost you. You get it right, and that's where you really make coin. So, I've used the term play to whistle, not to man. So there's no point getting upset with an assessor about him cut the quote when you probably find there's 5 lines that you didn't even write on the quote in the first place. So take the emotion out of it. He's got a job to do. Let him tick it, have a look at it, run there. Run the angles is a comment I've made, that parts check, how you deal with your sublets, how you get a discount for early payment on an invoice, how you can make money there. So there's plenty of opportunities, and at the end of it, win, lose or draw, have a beer at the end of the week, or wine, whatever. Take time to look back at what the week's done, what went right, how can we repeat that, what went wrong, how can we ensure that we don't get that wrong again. So it's always good just to sit back and review your week, whether that be a Friday afternoon or a Saturday morning, Sunday morning in my case. You're allowed to say no. There's nothing wrong with saying no to a job, to a customer, to an insurer for that matter. But know why. Know your numbers. Understand why you need to say no to that job. And then just keep it respectful. Sorry, can't do this job for that price because of X, Y, and Z. If you've got a valid reason for it, you'll be amazed how often they'll come back. But learning how to say no, there's nothing wrong with saying no. Respectfully and for the right reasons are the logical things there. And lucky last, I've had the good fortune over my time to have met Rob Bartlett on a number of occasions. He was a guest speaker at a Crashzone function in Melbourne several years ago, and I've attended several others. He's since left Suncorp and now has his own business called Supply Side. He works with big companies, or bigger companies than us, on setting up processes so that they can get supply off the insurers. So I shot this slide through to Rob and asked him for comments. So what's written there is unaltered. That's what Rob came back to me with. So I thought I'll just dump it here and you can have a read. So that's what Rob's got to say. So, food for thought. Hope somebody gets something out of it. See you all later.